Honorable James, your time starts now until 10 minutes past 9.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Nkabinde, do you agree with me that first impressions last and that you never get a second chance at making a first impression?
That is very correct.
5 days ago, you appeared before this committee. You were a completely different person. Am I correct?
I agree.
Who coached you?
No one chair coached me, but you go to a place for the first time, you feel, you assess. Then if you get a chance to come another time, obviously you will then have the sense of environment.
So you left here 5 days ago. You've decided that you're going to pull yourself towards yourself and come here and respect this committee and not undermine us like you did the last time.
Not really to undermine. Even last time I was telling what I know, but obviously there is always a room of improvement.
Did you have any contact with Minister Nkunu over the last 5 days? Did you make a phone call? Did he call you? Did he say, well done? Did he say, do better? Any contact with the minister?
We did communicate, yes.
You did communicate in the past 5 days. And what was his advice to you?
No, he did not have any advice. The only thing he'd always say, not even when I testified, he always stressed that go there and tell the truth.
Okay.
You don't go there to cover anyone, go there and tell what you know. That's what he's always saying.
The other thing was, General Konazi came here and he said he saw you wearing an ANC t-shirt. What type of friendship do you have with General Konazi? Because in your testimony last week, you said you are best friends. That's what friends are for. He got you a job. You were traveling together. You designed his house. He came, he said he saw you in a t-shirt. And do you have a real friendship? I'm beginning to question that friendship.
Hence, I stipulated earlier that he was angry that I recorded him.
So he lied about you wearing an ANC t-shirt?
No, there was no need to say it. He was just throwing tantrums.
So he said?
There was no need to say it. Yes, I did.
So you are saying your friend lied?
No, I'm saying he was correct that he saw me on my picture wearing a t-shirt. But there was no need to say it here. There was no relevance of it.
No, we wanted to determine the extent of political interference. I think that's how that question came, where he said that he saw you wearing an ANC t-shirt. You said earlier on that you're not affiliated to any political party. Are you then, you were seeing you've got a picture in an ANC t-shirt. Are you an ANC supporter or an ANC member?
I'm in a political office.
Mm-hmm.
The minister is an ANC member.
I'm asking about you.
No, I'm not.
You're not. You just wear those t-shirts.
Yes. If the minister is another political party, I'll support him like that as my principal, whatever is
So you'll just wear any t-shirt that where you can benefit. If there's a job, you'll wear the t-shirt.
No, I'm already in the job when I'm wearing the t-shirt. I'm already the chief of staff.
But you just said that you'll wear the t-shirt irrespective if it's a different political party. I'm trying to determine who is this man before us.
Yes, I'm saying my principal. If my principal is affiliated in any political party, I'll support him in that because my job is to support him, whatever he's doing, because I'm in a political office.
So irrespective of your own values and your own principles and your own beliefs, you will just do what your principal does and support.
No, especially if there is no harm in doing it.
Let me get to the more serious questions. In your report about the meeting at the house of former alleged gangster, drug kingpin, murderer, mobster, organized by Paul O'Sullivan, who was the AfriForum white male? I'm asking this because AfriForum has been meddling in a lot of issues, and especially when you're saying we have a state, the state has been captured. So I want to determine how far back does this go. I want to know who was the AfriForum white male and who was the DA white male at this meeting.
They were introduced like that, but without giving names.
So there's no register, there's no way of us tracking who these people were.
No. They were referred as representatives.
And the journalist, will anyone know the names of those two people at that meeting if we must go back and investigate this? Because this is very serious what you've mentioned. And the fact that this man is now sending threats, we need to verify that what you have told us here today is 100% truth.
That's correct.
Will we be able to get the names of the DA white male and the AfriForum white male?
That's what you can get if you investigate, but no one entertained this. It was never investigated.
And now it needs to be entertained.
Then it will be, the truth will be revealed.
You said Paul O'Sullivan often speaks and everything stops in SAPS when he speaks. Are you aware of the allegations that Paul O'Sullivan is linked to foreign intelligence services?
No, I'm not aware.
Because that was one of the allegations your friend made.
I'm not aware that's possible.
It's possible.
Yes.
Is it a coincidence that Mr. O'Sullivan owns the house of a drug kingpin, gangster?
It is correct. Where we had a meeting, that house was bought by Paul O'Sullivan.
Do you know what is so scary? The evidence is from a decade ago, your report. Yet the same characters are still very active and in fact are the first to come out screaming after that press conference. And today again, they are the first to come out screaming, sending threats. 10 years ago and today they are still active. That is extremely scary. And I ask myself, you formed a task team, and today we're all supposed to be clapping for a swimming fish. You formed a task team, you knew what you were doing, and you went to the home where bodies were found in bathrooms. You're part of SAPS, and you use taxpayers' money, and you take members from every unit within SAPS to advance agendas because people want ranks. Is that fair on South Africans? Is that the right way to deal with matters that compromises our safety in this country? And then you say, I had an aha moment and then I stepped away. Do you know these people embroiled, these people that you were sitting around this table with, they've been feeding drugs to our communities. And I'm not saying this from hearsay. This is how serious this is. And it's scary to think that Mr. O'Sullivan is sending messages right now in this committee, compromising all of these members in this committee. And you as SAPS had a task team set up, a task team not to deal with the safety of citizens, a task team to deal with plotting against your fellow colleagues. Does that make it right?
Not at all. That's why I reported it.
You reported it, but you were part of it. There's no holy cows in this. There's absolutely no holy cows in where we find ourselves. So people can't participate, and months later they have an aha moment, and because they come here and they speak truth, we're supposed to be clapping hands. You were part of the harm. And you need to be held accountable. Am I correct?
No, you're not correct.
Honorable member,
You're not correct.
may you please not pass judgment on the witness. Ask him questions and allow him to respond.
The
Yes, but
moment I realized,
Chair,
I reported.
understand where I'm coming from. These people, I cannot understand, Chair, how SAPS members can go to the home where women were murdered, where bathtubs were filled with blood, and they decide to host and have meetings at a crime scene. We cannot be calm with it because that person that was sitting in jail was selling drugs in our communities with all the networks.
No, no, I hear what you are saying, Honorable James, but we said that the witnesses who are appearing before us are not suspects. They are having a conversation with us as a committee to help us realize the objectives that we have agreed on in the terms of reference, the 4 pillars.
I agree they're
But-
not suspects, but even
Yeah.
if they're not suspects,
Let-
Chair, sometimes they are enablers.
Let me conclude this. Because nobody has been charged here or has been found guilty, has been convicted, let's not cast aspersions at them. Even those that are convicted, we still believe that they can be rehabilitated. So just have a conversation with the witness, ask him questions, let him respond to your questions.
Chair, you need to understand where we're coming from, and when we say we are the voice of South Africans. They cannot be rehabilitated when they've destroyed the lives of many children in our communities that's now suffering with drug-induced psychosis. The scars of what they have done. We need to see and link what is happening here to communities, what is unfolding on the ground. Let me move on.
Ask him questions, don't condemn him. When he comes out of here, he must still say, I met with the leadership of this country.
Mr. Nkabinde, in your supplementary statement, you apologize for using thumbsuck dates in your original affidavit. You say the wording thumbsuck was due to your inability to verify dates, correct, in your paragraph 16?
That's correct.
You effectively excuse the fact that you told this committee that your dates were thumbsucked because your devices were seized on the 10th of October and you could not verify the dates, correct?
That's correct.
In the same supplementary statement before us, you again provide exact dates. For example, that the 30th of September meeting was cancelled and replaced by the 28th of October meeting, and that Konazi called you on the 1st of October and not the 30th of September. Now, how did you verify these dates if your devices were seized?
I verified it with an assistant of the PA of the minister and the minister's diary.
You blame the device seizure for your thumbsucked first affidavit. But in the supplementary, you say you verified dates using the minister's diary, which you say now, shown to you by the PA. Why did you not consult that diary before signing your first affidavit? Because what you said here the first time you appeared before this committee, you said that under oath.
My initial affidavit and the topics that I was advised to cover, I was satisfied with the version that I gave up until the question came from the committee that it's not enough. I must first check when and how I met the first time Brown, of which I never, and I think with the evidence leaders and my legal team, we never anticipated that we need to clarify as far back as I only reported the meeting of October, which it had materialized. I thought that was the issue, according to the guidelines.
Moving on to claiming you didn't know Mogotsi to now, you know him. When exactly was the first time you came across Brown Mokhotsi, and how did you get in touch with him?
The minister gave me his number,
When did you first get Mokhotsi's number, the date?
20th of August, 2024.
You say in your statement that minister gave you Mokhotsi's number on the 20th of August. Is that your evidence?
That's
Paragraph
correct.
55 and 55.6.
That's correct.
And then when you first started communicating with Mr. Mokhotsi, how many meetings did you set up in total between the minister and Mr. Mokhotsi? Because the last time you were here, and I'm getting somewhere, I know we've asked you these questions, you said only once.
Yes, I was referring the one that
You
said.
said only once.
Yes, it's only one.
And today, 5 days later, it's more than 5 times
No,
because there's been 2 cancellations.
it's only one.
Only one what?
Only one meeting that said.
I'm not speaking about one meeting that's set. I'm asking about your communication and your interaction with Mr. Brown Mokhotsi.
My initial statement is saying I had several engagement with him.
You told Parliament last week that you only arranged the one meeting in Stilfontein, 28 October meeting. Do you remember that that was your evidence?
No, 28 October is a supplementary. Previously, the initial statement, I don't have a date. I said October or November.
But do you see the contradictions between your 2 statements?
It's not.
And they were both under oath today
It's not
and last week.
contradiction. It's not contradiction if the date of the meeting is October or November, and the actual date is 28 October. There's no contradiction there. It's within the estimate.
Let me say this to you. What I cannot understand is that you were under oath last week, as you are today, and you told us last week, you told us A last week, but we are being told B today.
Yeah, there's no different anyway. So it means my estimates were accurate, in fact. The only thing I did not have an exact date.
I am struggling to understand when you were telling the truth. Was it last week or was it today? We know that there were discrepancies in dates.
It means both because there are no changes.
You left out a lot of information last week.
Yes, we never anticipated how the committee will probe.
Given all these contradictions, whether you knew Mokhotsi, how you got his number, how many meetings you arranged, your reliance on thumbsuck dates, why should this committee accept that your corrected version of any of your evidence? Why should we accept it as being reliable?
It should accept it because it's not off.
So you're saying
It's
that
not
this,
way off. If the initial statement, it's estimate October, November, and the correct date is 28 October. So it means there's no contradiction.
so you're saying within 5 days a leopard changed its spots? I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Are you done, Honorable James? Thank you. Honorable Shongwe. You'll come after him. Yes. Yeah, let's proceed, Honorable Shongwe.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Forum Nkosi.
Just a moment, Honorable Sols is raising a hand.
Chair, I have a question. I know I still have time left. Would you be kind for me to ask that one question I didn't ask?
Yeah, I will not agree. You can only come and ask later when all speakers have. We have agreed in principle that we are not going to come between the speakers.
No problem, Chair.
Okay, Honorable Shongwe, let's proceed.
Baba Nkosi aphila mphathi.
Siyaphila.
Siyaphila ungixolela iloya lengisithile phambi kwakho usuyongilunguza. Hayi no ngizohlala la. Mhlawumbe usisangashifta kancane. Mfowethu ngicishe ngathi kuwe mawubuye nabazali. Ngifuna nje sekethi ukuxoxa ngoba hayi bengingakuzwa kahle iviki elidlule. Ngiyabona kubuye udla intelezi. Uyikhafulela. Uqinile namhlanje. Udlile. Asicale la mfaka baba. Ngicabanga ukuthi namhlanje ngifuna ukusho ukuthi ngiyambona ke mina umngwane kaMkhwanazi. Ngoba sidinga amadoda azokwazi ukuthi alimele iqiniso. In the position you were serving, kudingeka amadoda aqinile. Kodwa ke kumina ukaphuma ecaleni leveni, isakulindile iveni ngaphandle. Sekuyoba ukuthi ikhapha ukuthi uyovula icala noma ungene phakathi. Siyoxoxa lapho lo. Ngiqala uqeda ufuna ukudlula la. Wenze kahle ke wathatha le offer yomsebenzi when you had a fight with McBride. Why I'm saying you did very well in taking that offer is this. The forms at 83 asks you then, somewhere down there, have you worked for SAPS? Were you ever fired at SAPS? And once you tick the yes, I've been fired,
He's asking
give you a
them to
space.
come. They're going to be like,
Chair young Pazamis, calling you 5 minutes. 5 minutes, Chair. No, penalty, 5 minutes, Chair. More, 5 minutes more.
proceed, Honorable Shong. I'm sorry.
need that 5
I
minutes.
apologize
That
very,
touch,
very profuse.
No, thank you. So I'm saying that document says where you fired at SAPS, and should you tick yes, it gives you a space where you must put reasons. You are not going to have those reasons because you had a contract or something that was signed, which is an agreement between you and McBride.
That's correct.
So I would applaud you for taking that offer. And I feel very, very sad. You know, when your phones were taken and Mr. Mkunu's phones were taken, not so long after that, a gentleman who's also ahead in the IDEC got kidnapped and his phones were taken. What worries me is that the same Z33 you are applying IO to get IDEC, right?
That's correct.
It said that Sisoko got fired twice in the subs, if I'm not wrong, or IDEC somewhere.
I paid. Yes.
How come, in your own knowledge, he got to be rehired on at that time?
By that time, McBride was on suspension when Mr. Sisoko got fired. And when McBride returned back to work after he won a constitutional court, then he brings them back.
So is that allowed in SAPS?
We don't know what processes he followed to bring them back. I was not privy to that information.
Do you happen to know why was he fired?
I know I can't recall.
Angibambele na umphako mfethu uye nayo ekhaya engakakhohlwa. One ngicela mawufika makubuya amafoni wakho ungizamele ngakho yonke indlela ukuthi umthole labantu beDA, AfriForum, especially lower media. Do you know who was that journalist?
I don't know the name.
You know the name?
I don't know the
You
name.
don't know. Okay, umphako oqala lo mphako wesibili now oSolven wakubhalela email, wabhala email to whoever was supposed to hire you, right?
That's
And
correct.
you're not hired. I need that email. And who did it go to? Who was it sent to that email?
The former national commissioner.
Who was that?
General Sitol.
Did he confirm that he got such an email?
Yeah, I was copied. He got it because he responded to Paul O'Sullivan.
How did he respond?
He said he acknowledged the message. He will keep him posted.
And do you think he did keep him posted?
Yeah, because I was never hired.
Okay. Do you assume you were never hired or you know what you were never hired because of that email?
I know I was never hired because I had all documentation that I was recommended for the post.
Oh, okay. Okay. So please, ubambele lo mphako mfethu, I need that. Do you have any evidence, Mphathi wokugcina, do you have any evidence that O'Sullivan gets money from ngaphandle?
What I know is that he frequently to London, and then he comes this side with equipment of spying.
He bought them outside.
Yes,
Does he have any business with Paul O'Sullivan? Uyasebenza anyway. Does he have a salary or what?
I don't know. He calls himself forensic examiner or forensic investigator. He called himself like that.
Do you think that would make him a very rich person?
No,
Who McBride, is it the same McBride who was, I'm not sure, fired at Krulin or something was happening? Is this the same McBride?
yeah, the same one was fired at Gurulin.
He's the friend with Paul O'Sullivan.
Yeah,
And why would you say that?
yeah, because while I was in IPID, they were very close together.
You're very close.
Yeah, I thought at the beginning Paul O'Sullivan is a complainant,
But
but I realized that no, they are pushing a certain agenda here.
Unpet, is this the agenda of getting McBride as the commissioner of SAPS?
That's correct.
Ngeke ngasebenza ke mfowethu emaphoyiseni. Ngenkathi ngikhona, wayekhona lama rumors lawo. Ngikhumbula indaba kaPhahlane. Ijimiswe kakhulu nge-sound system. At some stage, General Pahlane, it was said he was in his office giving proof to whoever was there in that office of the payment of sound system. But at the same time, it happened with on the media, there were people with estate broadcasting the issue of this sound system, while on the other side, he was giving proof. Do you recall such a story?
I was there.
Which side were you, at his office or in the house?
I was at his office. We arranged the media to be that side. So that when we arrived, the media was waiting for us to capture us. Then when he produced the proof that he bought the sound system, we were so disappointed. Then we contacted McBride that no, we are having a problem here. This man is producing a proof. Then he said, no, just go, just so that we can do what we are doing for the media.
In that same time, I remember in one of his interviews or somewhere, Pahlane, which was part of the story moving around SAPS, because I was in the college. It is said that Paul O'Sullivan entered that estate pretending to be working for SAPS.
That's what happened, pretending to work for IPID.
For IPID.
Yes.
Was there a case open for that?
Yes, that is a case that I said it's gathering dust.
How long ago?
When I left IPID, the docket was already there.
And
Maybe
how long ago have you
2011.
left IPID?
2018.
Is this when you were fired or given an offer?
Yes. The docket but was already there.
Ngikhumbula something, when I say now I see umngani kaMkhwanazi. You are now showing me what you did what Mkhwanazi did. Bakushaya.
That's correct.
So usho ukuthi ekuthenini uphinde futhi uyenze lento wayenza bosovinjwe isisu mntaka baba ukuthi mhlamba kunakudla ekhaya.
No, under the circumstances, it's all about principle and the truth. I can be your friend, but I also be firm with the truth.
If you were to get a chance to speak to Ubaba Mkhwanazi, what would you say to him?
We're still gonna talk.
Mbungathini again.
No, we are still gonna talk about the whole of this thing because my assessment into all of this, and now we are having ad hoc committee and all. First of all, General Mkhwanazi is a person that what you see is what you get.
Okay.
And
Mhlawumbe ungizwanga mntakababa ubungathini ubaba uMkhwanazi. Uzokunika ithuba lembuzo yakho. Yabo lo wakho umbuzo uzubuzile wena. Asambe ngalo wami mntakababa. Uma ungabona ubaba uMkhwanazi ungathini kuyena?
About the whole issue.
Ungathi asilungise insizwa sebabangani silwempi noma ayifo ayishayane lethi induku ushayane.
Hayi namanje siyibona abangani.
Nisaxoxa.
No besingakaxoxi phela kusashisa.
Idube
Kodwa namanje sayena ubungani noma sixabane ngalutho. Wadinwa nje ukuthi ngimrekhodile ngizozomchazela nje futhi mhlawumbe ulalele la uthi hayi ngangikurekhoda ngoba ungilethele imessage engingayithola.
okay. Uyabona la
Kodwa kona ukuxabana sixabene.
Abel.
Asixabene.
Phethe 3 amaphepha imibuzo yami yokuqala nayo bengikufaka evenini ngale. Ngale ngifuna ukukulalela. So ngifuna ukuthi siqede sibuyele emuva. Senimshikishile kuphahlana. The next in line was supposed to be Umthiba to be national commissioner. What happened with that? Did you guys anticipate ukuthi angangena?
Yes, then he was become a target.
Namenzani yena?
There were 2 cases opened against him,
Which cases were those?
defeating ends of justice. That I remember. I think it was 2 defeating ends of justice.
Were they successful?
They wouldn't be successful because they were fake.
They were fake.
Yeah.
Okay, asidlule lapho. Kunomfo kaDladla uyamkhumbula wayeprotect uBaba Zuma. Kwakune story ukuthi ukhandelwa amacala. And then I think I remember ngalezo inkathi wonke umuntu esabse becabanga ukuthi uyena ozoba ugeneral. Umsholozo wanishikisha wadlala idraft wafaka usithole. Nenzani ngumfo kaDladla?
Udladla, he was very close to the former president because he was responsible for presidential protection services. Then McBride identified him as a person who could speak to the former president and make it happen for him to be the national commissioner. And in doing so, they had to go and check and dig what they can find against Dladla, so that that will be used as leverage to Dladla.
And what did you find?
There was a case of he bought a house and he had a shortfall, and that shortfall was paid by a certain service provider.
Was that service provider Mr. Mantata?
Yes,
Mantata, Mantata, ne?
yes.
Mantata. So in that case nenzani angitholi kahle uyichaza. Yavulwa leyo case kwathiwa.
Then he was called. This is the case we are having, but this is what, let's just make a deal. This is what we want for McBride to become a national commissioner.
And was the
Then the
deal,
case will be not go forward.
was the deal made?
Yes.
Do you think he took that offer because he was guilty or what? Was this money clean? The money was this money clean or what?
No, we couldn't prove any corrupt activities in that transaction because there was a loan settlement, there was a loan agreement, and also we could not find if Dladla is involved in any supply chain or procurement services.
So it's also alleged we supply chain as well. There were allegations as well.
The allegation were that the service provider paid a shortfall who happens to fitting a blue light in the VIP cars. So now, because Dladla is a head of presidential protection services, and the cars under his environment were fitted by the very same person. So they were linking that as it could be a corrupt activities.
I once came across a newspaper, I think the article was down there, saying this Mantata won a case. Was it the very same case, Lenny Bill deal or something?
I think so.
But now you said today they are back in court on the same issue again.
No. This is a separate blue light. There
Uh-huh.
is another blue light where Pashane is involved.
At the time I was working as subs, I think there were 3, if not 4 times of this blue light because I was working at Benoni Mechanical where we also fitted blue lights in that college. So his name was very well known. But there's a company that fits blue lights and the vehicle markings as well was done there as well. So I remember the standard didn't come once, it was in sections, right? So all these sections, do you suspect the people who are busy opening cases against Mantata were like looking for imali kuye?
No, I can't be sure because I don't have such evidence.
So what would be making ukuthi abuyele kangaka record ulo Mr. Mantata kangaka? Because he's rumored to be complaining about Abosisoko.
Yeah, I'm not sure because I don't have merits of those cases. But if he is complaining, he need to have some ear to listen and investigate.
Okay. Asibuyele kokugcina la. Why did the NDPP Mr. Sean Abrams never agreed with Mr. McBride to bring any docket without evidence?
Yeah, because Sean Abram will not allow to be part of capture.
So that's why he left.
Yes.
So Mawuti capture, were you captured by McBride?
No, he cannot capture me because I'm working with him.
Okay. So were you part of him
Yes.
in terms of doing this wrong?
I was part of him until I realized that something is not right.
Ngiyakhumbula inkulumo ethi wena naqabaniswa icase McBride wayekunikeza isiqondiso sokuthi uyifuna ihambe kanje. Which case was that and what did you do? If iqiniso lelo. Yini yangiqabanisa kahle hle?
Ewo wona lama case abophahlana no Motiba. So those are those conduct that I could not take it once I realized that we are not pursuing crime here, we are just destroying people.
So which case specifically singayixoxa ukuthi kwenzeka kanje?
No, mainly it's gonna be Pashane.
Phahlana.
Yeah.
So Phahlana, you're saying nje ubuhleli lapho in your own word, Phahlana akenzanga lutho, waxoshwela mahala.
Yeah, he produced even a proof, but we had to do that drama because that is a drama that suspended him,
Which drama was it?
the media.
Which drama in specific? Nothing. Is it the sound system one or
The sound
something
system
else?
one is the sound system one. Even after he produced a proof, but we had to go to complete the mission.
I think, Chair, on record, can we ask who Mr. Phahlana ukuthi asondele sizoyiqoqa lento. I'm finding evidence la ukuthi no, I'm not finding evidence. I'm finding into eshoyo ukuthi ke kugangiwe in the state and people were destroyed by his team nabo McBride and the Sissokos, if it is alleged, nabo O'Sullivan. But now I want to know something. The time O'Sullivan angene office in akhuluma nana niphama meeting, you said there was this WhatsApp group. In that WhatsApp group, bekhona bani nobani.
No, it's McBride and the team.
And the team.
And the team, yes.
Paul was part of that.
Paul was always part.
Of that WhatsApp.
Yes.
Giving instruction or just listening?
Giving instruction.
Sesizoyivala le ndaba yami nawe manje. Ngine question nje oyishilo, something oyishilo. Kondote, I was not there when a letter was written. But somewhere you say Upikoli had an input within Lapo. What was Upikoli's input in that letter of disbanding PKTT?
I can't recall, but the minister said before you send the letter, get to Upikoli to proofread and check it. And then I remember there was few amendments that he made, which the minister agreed that I must send it with those amendments.
Angimkhumbuli lo Pico. Is it Vusi Pico? Is it the one bekakhona ku Zuma Must Fall campaign ahamba la phambili? State capture something.
No, I don't think so. He was how I know him, he was a former DPP at one stage.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Very vocal.
Yes.
Okay. Mvuka baba, ngicabanga ukuthi abakwaNkabinde namhlanje uzamile ukuthi usihloniphe isibongo sakho. Ngabacelela ukuthi ekuyeni phambili ingathi mfethu ukwenza kwenu ngayicabanga izibongo zethu. Ukuthi kudinga ukuthi siprotecte futhi siyilwele. Ngoba yabona last week abanga ukuthi bowusindwa ilento eleziyami. Ubutatazela into engazwakali ube ngathi ukhuluma into engekho. But today mfethu ngicela uhambe ekhaya uqine. Yabona ngiyakwazi ukuthi ngubale nami nalamadoda engihamba nawo amathathu kanye nomkhwanasi. But asike sibuye siphinde sidibane. Sasa ngicela uyongivulela icase mfethu ngiyacela mina this one ngiyacela angu instruct ngiyacela. Ngikhathele lo Pholo Solven wakho. Ngikhathele impela uyena. Sizokwazi ukuthi silungise country yethu. Ngiyabonga. Thank you Chair.
Thank you so much, Chief Whip.
No, thanks, Chair. I think the first question I would like to get a clarity on, Mr. Nkabinde. It has to do with the participation of the journalist that we are referring to on the McBride plot. What I want to understand is whether the journalist was engaged consciously in an effort to cause distraction to certain people, or the journalist only knew about his or her participation in as far as he or she will be a headline breaker.
No, they knew. They knew about the plot.
So they were not just going to be breaking the news, but they were fully in support of the plan of taking McBride to the role of a national commissioner, meaning fully conscious that
They will be,
we also want to see that happening.
yes, they will be present in the planning, even if it's a planning for next week or a days coming. They will plan with us.
What could be the motivation or the possible gain for the journalist, in your own view, having gone through
The
that?
journalist, it's a breaking story. This is a high profile people acting national commissioner.
Yes.
And on the other hand, the media is got power to influence the decision makers, like the president.
Okay. So what would probably be their benefit at a later stage would be that this journalist in particular, or those journalists, will have a national commissioner who I will say eats on the palm of their head.
Possible.
Okay. And then on the issue of, and I want to come back to your statement. If you remember the statement that you gave us, I think it's on the first one, paragraph 25. Paragraph 25 of the first statement, not the supplemental one. In that paragraph, you are making references to the hawks being used. That is a matter relating to the concern that had been raised to you and IPEC. Who, in your own opinion, and for what purpose was using the hawks, or could be, or could have been using the hawks?
No, I was not privy to understand political dynamics at that stage. I'm not sure.
Okay. You know, when Minister was here, and one of the things that, among many that he told us, was that he directed you to send his letter, his directive,
Yes,
to the Office of the National Commissioner.
yes.
But then he discovered that beyond the National Commissioner, you also sent the letter to the PAs of other generals. Are you aware of that?
Oh, that's not correct.
That's not correct.
Yeah, if he referred to PAs, he will be referring to PAs of the National Commissioner.
Okay. Because he said, we have that on record, that I think it was me or someone else who even asked a question. It must have been myself. I asked a question that shouldn't we withdraw some inference to the conduct of Lieutenant General Sbiya on the matter, and with him having been told almost at the same time with the National Commissioner about the directive, would not create a perception that Mr. Nkabinde was somehow a part of a game which was intended to ensure that this directive is out. It must never be delayed. Sbiya must have it as soon as possible. I posed that question to the minister because he said, I then discovered that the letter was also shared with the PAs of other generals. So I'm explaining to you to understand why was it important for me to ask that question, because we have been exposed on the activities of Lieutenant General Sbiya, some of which raise questions about the manner in which he essentially applied himself to the disbandment of the PKT. So that is the context within which I was asking the question. So you didn't share it with PAs of other generals?
Not at all. What is reflected there, these are only people upset.
Okay. Now on paragraph 32, that's when you were talking about that you were introduced by Mahlangu to Mkhwanazi.
Correct?
Yes, you were introduced by Mahlangu to Mkhwanazi, and then of course you got along from there as friends. How often were you seeing each other as friends between the time of introduction up to around 2024? How often were you engaging with him?
No, because of the busy schedule, especially his site as a PC, and also me working in Gauteng, and he's a PC in KZN. So it was not that regular. Maybe if he comes this side, we might meet. I might go to his hotel. Then when I go to Durban, he might come to me. I might go to him, but it's not regular because of his busy schedule as a PC.
Okay. And then after you were appointed as the chief of staff, how regular were you interacting with him?
We were interacting quite often now as a chief of staff.
As chief of staff,
Yes, we were interacting quite often.
especially before the 31st. Let's say even before the 31st of December, when the
Even
minister
before
got the
31st, even after, because without the directives, we used to talk some other things as well.
Okay. So in the course of your engagement with him as your friend, I mean, it's natural that friends will also share their own frustrations about the work where they are working, whether it's government or in the private sector. Has he not engaged you about what is happening in the PKTT and his assessment of developments that would have resulted into what happened after the 31st of December?
Not at all. Not at all. this thing of PKTT, it came after that media briefing. We never even spoke about it.
Okay. So when he called you on the 2nd of January, called again on the 3rd of January, because at that time there were no difficulties between the two of you.
Yes.
Why was it not easy for you to get back to him on the 2nd of January? Even if you say, look, I can't find the minister, but I thought because you and I are friends, you deserve to know. You can't call me today about a matter that is of serious concern to you, and then I sleep over it, not come back until you call me back the next day.
I never realized. In fact, I thought I was going to speak to the minister when I see him in Cape Town. I never realized it is so urgent. My aim was not even to call the minister because I knew that that week we're going to be in Cape Town. Then when I sit with him, then now because of these consecutive calls, then I had to now check with the minister that
You made a reference to paragraph 49 of your statement. I'll give you a summary. You don't have to go back there. You remember once I said. But with the point that you were saying was that in your understanding, the implementation of the directive of the minister will only take place when the national commissioner is back. You said that is your understanding.
yes.
Now, what informs that understanding, given the fact that the directive is issued on the 31st of December, the national commissioner is away at the time when the directive is being issued, and he will only come back on the 14th of January. And yet, the first report is required 6 days later, which is the 20th of January.
For me, after General Mkhwanazi indicated that he is not happy, he indicated that let us wait for the national commissioner to come back, because in any event, the letter was directed to the national commissioner. So why I'm referring to this, it's because the due date is after the national commissioner is back. So when the national commissioner is back in the office and there are any concerns he wants to raise, at least he will be back in the office. It will be different if the due date is during the time is away.
Okay. You know, the national commissioner told us, there's one thing that you and him agree on about the meeting of the 6th of March. I think it was here in Cape Town, that meeting.
Yes.
The two of you are agreeing in terms of your testimony that you were both in the same meeting. But his contention is that that meeting was very difficult. There were strong disagreements. On one hand, it was him and Lieutenant General Kumalo who were advocating for a particular line in terms of what has to be done in response to the directive. And on the other side was Lieutenant General Sbiya. I can't remember who else, but with you, also very, very strong pulling to the different direction. What's your comment on that?
On that meeting, there was no heating up argument. There were debates, there were seeking clarity questions, but there was absolutely nothing. And if I remember correctly, even myself, it was only once where I seeked clarity on. So you cannot say a person who raised a clarity once, you can refer that person as he's advocating something. I even remember what I was asking in that. I was just seeking that clarity. But all in all, the National Commissioner has never gave any sign of there is a problem. Absolutely. I really don't understand what is going on now because he has never, even a facial expression, you could not even see. He's laughing, it's flowing. It's a healthy debate, clarifying things. He's just pushing the implementation. And this implementation plan came with him that this is how I want to implement this. And the minister agreed.
But by the time you met in March, obviously you had worked with the National Commissioner for almost a year,
Mhm.
because you started in August.
Yes.
Do you have any recollection of any other time during your tenure with him where he demonstrated facially, as we are saying, or otherwise, that he's really hurtful, angry, and unhappy with something?
No, it has never happened.
So then how do you know that on that day he was not happy? Because it has always been like that. How do you know that he has a different way of demonstrating how he feels when he's confronted by a matter that is uncomfortable to him?
No, we can't have a national commissioner like that. Otherwise, we'll have this ad hoc committee again and again. We can't have a national commissioner who cannot say left or right. Because we are here today, it's because of the national commissioner.
No, he told us that he was saying left and you were saying right with others.
No,
So
it
his
was,
version is that that meeting was very difficult, and he, together with Lieutenant General Kumar, were very much opposed to what you and Spear stood for on that day.
no, there was no such thing.
That's no such.
There was no such thing.
Now, with the benefit of hindsight and with your experience in the police, Mr. Nkabinde, would you say that Lieutenant General Mkhonas was correct that the minister must be careful because he might be caught in an internal battle within the police officers?
Yes, he did share with me that sentiment. He even said we need to protect the minister.
So you and in your own assessment, the minister is really now into the space that Mkhonas has warned against.
No, I think it was a misdirected. As a person who is also close to the minister, I believe that the minister is just caught in the middle here.
You believe that?
Yes, because I'm close to the minister, and even General Mkhwanazi did share with me that sentiment because General Mkhwanazi had a problem with General Sibiya, of which the minister tried to call them together as to try a peacemaking meeting. So now the minister is in a predicament where he speaks to everyone in the top management, not necessarily because Sibiya is his friend. So General Mkhwanazi was engaging me in that perspective, of which me next to the minister, I could not see anything wrong as well, because the minister, it was all about work.
Okay. And so Mark Bright, and those who worked with him, for, of course, including you at the time, for his ambitions to become a national commissioner, it will appear to me at all cost.
That's correct.
So that he can achieve what? What does Mark Bright want?
I think they had more things with Paul O'Sullivan, maybe things that we don't know at our level. But to be a national commissioner, it was identified as more powerful than being executive director of IPD.
So in your discussions, when you were he was leading you into these various interventions of plots, he never indicated what is the end game. Because it doesn't seem to me that it would be convincing to come to the conclusion that all that you want, nothing else but just become a commissioner. For what purpose? What did you want to achieve?
If there was anything behind, surely it will be not revealed to us at our level.
So you may have been juniors sometimes to understand some of those details, if they were.
If there were, surely he will not discuss it with us.
Yeah. Now, with your exposure to him and the activities that he was engaged on, your conclusion about him is what? Is a criminal or is not a criminal? I mean, all of these things that he committed to destroy people's future or livelihoods, if I were to use your name, who is this man? I mean, how should South Africans understand him?
That's a rock element.
It's a rock element.
Yes.
Now, it would seem to me, Mr. Nkabinde, that following your report, the IPIT report that you gave us, it would seem to me that maybe more than what we have come to realize, but there are seriously dirty policemen, because I've not heard of a policewoman as yet, policemen in our system. And what do you think we need to do to eradicate them? What will it take? You are a police officer yourself. This is your terrain. You've been there. You were fortunate that besides being an ordinary police officer, you became, you were taken into the IP, deployed there, and from there you went to the department to become a chief of staff. Now, you are almost closer to people who might say in the nearest future, I've seen it all. What do you think we need to do in order to defeat that behavior, that destructive behavior within the police service?
Yeah, I think it's more of a consequence management. No accountability. Instead of accountability, there's so much cover-ups. So now, if there's so much cover-ups on the top, the train is losing a direction. But it's more of accountability and consequence management, and make sure that people are held accountable.
But how to do it when the leading figures are those who are in charge? I mean, McBride is the top guy in IPIT. He's the executive director, that's what it's called. And then, but he engages in such a dirty exercise. How to deal with that?
I think even oversight bodies, including portfolio committees and all, they need not just to receive what is presented to them. They need to be more held people accountable.
Would you say that with the benefit of hindsight, given where we are now, since the day, that fateful day, if I were to call it, when Mkhwanazi did a press conference, would you say that you are happy that he did that press conference, in a sense that this has given us an opportunity as a nation to confront the rot and hopefully to eradicate and defeat it?
Yeah, as a person who even did it before myself, I always support when people are coming up front and report things. Then it's depending whether the truth or not truth and how the investigation unfold. But I will always encourage people to come forward and talk about issues.
And then this document, your report on IPIT, that report on McBride. I just want to draw your attention to a paragraph on page 6 of 8, where you say, Mr. Sisoko recalled this docket back to the original investigating officer to continue with the investigation after the outcome of the ANC conference. And this case is still not yet finalized up to date. What was the significance of the docket being recalled and you mentioning the outcome of the ANC conference? What is supposed to be understood by us with that? Can see it's on top of page 6, ne?
On top or at the
top.
bottom?
No, at the top of page 6. If you go to page 6 of your report to Minister Cele, page 6 of 8.
Or Mr. Sisoko?
Mr. Sisoko, yes. That sentence. We can read it loud so that we can confirm on the same
Mr.
sentence.
Sisoko recalled this docket back to the original investigating officer to continue with the investigation after the outcome of the ANC conference. And this case is still not yet finalized up to date. This docket, it was a docket against Ladla. And it was used for Ladla to arrange and talk on behalf of Mr. McBride to the former president. And then this docket was removed from the initial investigator. Then, after the former president appointed General Sithole, it means the plan has never materialized. So it was thereafter, after the conference, when McBride wanted the docket to move now, because it did not yield the desired result.
You know, the reason I was asking Mr. Nkabinde, I wanted to ascertain the significance of after the outcome. Because after the outcome and after the conference may be two different things in terms of the importance you are attaching to them. But you have used the word after the outcome. Is there any particular reason why there is a reference to the outcome, not after the conference, just general?
Yes, it was relevant because this docket was in reference to Dladla, close to the former President Zuma. So the only time this docket could move, it was after the conference where a new leader was elected.
Oh, I see. No, the chair is protesting that I need to conclude. So let me just ask one last question in this case. The very last, no, it's page 7 of 8 of the same document. Page 7 of 8, same document, last paragraph. And I want to draw your attention to, okay, that paragraph is also, is both a paragraph and no, it's not a sentence. The last sentence. The last sentence says the other mandate given to the two DPCI members was to control the NPA through their white prosecutors' contact. Who were the white prosecutors?
they had their own prosecutors that they deal with, not any other, because they had a certain understanding.
So basically, there was a cabal of prosecutors
That's correct.
who are equally part of these conspirators.
That's correct.
And will those prosecutors be within the same group that Mr. Paul O'Sullivan also uses for his own objectives?
Yeah, it's one group.
It's one group.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Chair. Thanks. I would like to end there. Thanks a lot, Mr. Nkabinde.
Thank you so much, Chief Whip. Thank you so much, Mr. Nkabinde. We have come to the end of the list. I want to ask you some questions. Honorable Skosana, what is that?
Oh, thank you, Chair. Remember when I asked to go, when I had a problem, I said, I'm going to come back. You said to me, because of your benevolence, as usual, you can afford me to make that to finish with my follow-up. Thank you.
How many follow-up questions do you have?
It will take me 3 minutes, Chair.
Okay. Who else?
I'm donating the other 3 to you, Chair.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Who else? How many questions, Honorable Sols?
Two,
Two.
Chair.
And who else? Honorable Matthews, how many questions? Yeah. You are the only people who did not exhaust their allocated time. But today is the last time we do this. I'm not a storage or a bank or a loan shark where I loan you time and then you don't pay me back. You don't want to use your time, Honorable James. Fine. Honorable Kola Barnett, because you had the most time of all the members, you still had 20 minutes. So, and I wanted to give you those 20 minutes to use. 3 questions, Honorable Skosan. When you ask, I say 1. Come with the second question, I say 2. Then, yeah.
Young intimidator, Chair, your benevolence has been thrown out of the window, but it's fine. I'll combine them quickly. Ngithokoze mgcinisihlalo Chair lapho. Yabona namhlanje ke Chair ngihaphuhlekile namhlanje. Yabona angifuna ukuleya mala. You know, ngihaphuhleke khulu into erarako la. Ngizokthoma ngithi if you remember quickly, do you know Leon Mbangwa, the former chief of staff of Minister Natim Nhleko? And why I'm asking that? I'm asking that because if the allegation is true that he's one of the person you asked him to help you in terms of how are you going to perform your duties as a chief of staff in that office, is that true?
That is correct.
Now, because already you've spoken about the combination of Paul O'Sullivan and McBride, if I remember well. And did you remember that you've discussed that with General Mkhwanazi? And as well, if I'm right, is it true that as a result of that grievance that you registered, that some person was appointed into the post to investigate because of experience as compared to you? Or was it what you told us that Matt Wright is the one who made sure that you don't get the post?
No, it was a post in the SAPS. It
Yes.
was Paul O'Sullivan who sent an email.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Yes.
My last one. Chair, I just want to find out whether is it true that you told General Mkhwanazi that Paul O'Sullivan was using the grabber.
Yes.
Now, Chair, it means that we still have the grabber with Paul O'Sullivan as we speak today here, and which is dangerous for this country. We have someone who's not authorized. It's illegal. But let me tell you, and I must say this as I'm closing, Chair. Mr. Nkabinde said, you must walk with pride. You must walk tall. Few men and women have done what we have done to today. Forget that you are part and parcel of the cabal, which the Pathanitas team. But we need people like you in this country. You know, your conscience spoke to you. To say, noma ngabe kwenzeka ini, mara wena namhlanje uyositshela iqiniso. Ngamanye amagama ngithi ukuthi ungathuki of what happened earlier here.
Thank you.
That why namhlanje udecide ukusitshela.
Charlie, thank
Ngithi
you.
ngamanye amagama salute. Thank you.
So much, Charlie. Honorable Souls.
Mr. Nkabinde, which year did your friendship with General Mkhwanazi start?
2017.
And the job that he got you at the security company, what's the name of the security company?
Can I reserve the name?
Are you willing to say it in camera?
Yes, because it will be unfair to disclose a private company name in public.
Granted, if chair allows for us to get the name in camera, I would appreciate that, chair.
I will. That part of complaint then can come to the synoptic problem of similarities from two authors writing from different localities.
I could not, maybe if it's in front of me, I could compare. I never saw it.
No, we have compared it many times ourselves.
No, I never saw it. If
There are striking similarities.
it could be a coincidence.
You don't have a comment. Oh, you
It could
think
be
it
a
might have been a coincidence.
Yes.
And then what do you then say after 2 months in February when she writes back to say now, Police Commissioner, why aren't you implementing the decisions? Do you have a comment on that one?
Yes, it is possible because people like Mary Dihas, they have information.
Okay.
Maybe she knew it's not implemented, I'm not sure. But according to me, the directive was implemented from 22nd of January. National Commissioner sent a disbandment plan already in January 22, which that disbandment plan, it's carried out even today as we speak. As a result, in July 23, General Mkhwanazi requested an extension in implementing the very same directive in the phase-out approach. General Mkhwanazi is implementing it even after the minister is on special leave.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is absolutely nothing wrong with the disbandment of a PKTT.
Have you have you worked loyally with Minister Mtun? Not loyal to him as a person, but loyal to the office.
Yes.
So with that loyalty now, what is your interpretation of the contradictions that you have made here before the committee, the two of you? Because there are some statements that have been made which are contradicting.
I'm not too sure, Chair, which ones.
One of them, to give example, is that you said that there were no interviews when you were appointed. He said there were interviews.
Yes, my understanding in that one, Chair, the minister has never been involved in that process. So my inference is that the minister was referring to a generic HR process, that there has to follow interviews, there has to do this, that, without probably getting
No,
involved.
he said there was a panel.
Hence, I'm saying that my inference, that in general speaking, when there's an HR process, there has to be a panel, interviews, and so forth. If he was involved in this one, he would have known that there was no panel or interviews. Hence, my inference is just referring to generic standard practice.
Okay.
And I don't think he was going to lie for what.
Yeah, because the other contradiction is with regard to the recording of your conversation with General Mkhwanazi. Because he said to us that I told him to record him. That's what the minister said. And when an honorable member asked you about the recording, you said, yes, there was that idea, but I did not use it when I was recording.
No, I never heard him saying he instructed me to record.
No, let me tell you what happened. When we started the conversation, we were coming back from break. He said, get your people here who deal with the sound system because there is a recording that I want you to hear. And it was played here in our proceedings. He said, no, in this recording, there is a part that I want you to hear. It's a recording of a conversation. And now when you speak here, now we recognize the voice, that this is the voice that we heard.
With General Mkhwanazi.
Yeah. He played that, he made us to play that recording here. To say, when the chief of staff informed me, I said, when you go to talk to him, record him.
Yeah, I heard him saying here that I should consider recording Mkhwanazi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not instructing. I never heard him saying that. And then the recording that he was playing, it's that recording that I did.
Where you stand, that act of recording Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, your friend, was it lawful?
Yes.
Lawful in which way?
That I'm allowed to record in a conversation that I participate in.
Did you inform him that you were recording him?
You don't need to inform him according to the act.
Okay. Was it ethical?
It was ethical if I want to preserve an integrity of our conversation. If he's coming back with the distorted information, referred to our conversation.
So when you took that recording to the minister, did you inform him that I recorded you and I'm handing over this recording to the minister?
No, it was my property.
Okay. No, thank you so much. Let me check with Advocate Mkhwanazi if he has some few questions to run with you.
Thanks, Chair, but no, I don't have any question.
Okay. What time is it now? It's 23 minutes past 10, Chief Whip.
Chair, my apology for, you just reminded me something with your question about the recording. At some point, I think the recording was in the public domain, if I'm not mistaken. Do you know who might have leaked it?
It has never been in a public domain. The recording, I started to hear about it after it was played here.
Started to hear about it. It has not been in public even
Not
after.
at all. Not
Even
at all.
after it was played here. So what
No,
went
no.
out?
After it was played here, that is when I started to listen in the public domain from the media that were covering this session
So they captured through
from here.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe, did you call a press conference?
Yes, I did.
When was it?
I think it was on the 8th, on the 9th. Yeah, on the 9th.
What was the key message that you wanted to put across at that press conference?
The key message, it was the visit of the police and assaulting my brother because I was not available. A number of police with a balaclava. Then I wanted to talk about it in public so that when they come back, they will know that people knows, the public knows. Hence, after that, the way they came back on the 10th, it was through my lawyer, not in the way they did before. Because they were wearing balaclava, I was thinking of a lot of things. That why is the police hide his face? Because I'm the policeman myself. You come and introduce yourself and do your job. Why do you hide yourself?
As a chief of staff in the police department, this is the same department where you work?
Yes.
Where you are the chief of staff?
Yes.
Do you think you responded, you reacted appropriately?
Yes, under the circumstances, it helped. Yes, under the circumstances.
I'm looking at the image of the department where you are a senior official, and also regarding instilling public confidence in our institutions.
When your life is in danger, that comes after. Because when the people looking for you with balaclavas and assault people, so you don't know what they're gonna do when they find you. And why they hide their face. It means if you get shot, you can't even point who shot you, or the witnesses can't tell who shot you.
Yeah, let's work with the people of South Africa. The people of South Africa who are watching the developments or the optics. They say, Lhanyan, but you are a chief of staff in this department. And we are looking at you as people who must serve us. What I want us to imagine an ordinary citizen, because those are the people in whose names we serve. If you were an ordinary citizen, forget about Cedrick Nkabinde. Imagine an ordinary citizen who is looking at an institution of the state like that. What is their view about?
Without them knowing the gist from a face value, it does not give a good reflection.
Yeah.
Yes. But under the circumstances, I'm not also defending it. And I'm not even saying it's right.
Yeah.
But under the circumstances where we are in this situation and the National Commissioner whom you supposed to go to him and manage the situation is involved. So it means you run out of where can you go.
The National Commissioner, you mean your colleague
Yes.
is involved in this thing?
Yes, if they are even mentioning that we are sent by him.
Mm.
Otherwise, if the National Commissioner is not part of whole of this thing, he was the first call I was going to call. That I'm not National Commissioner. I'm not saying if there are any allegation, I'm not immune to get investigated, but I'm concerned about the behavior of police come with a balaclava looking for a chief of staff, a person that you can even make a phone call. He
Yeah.
cannot run away. 20 policemen, rifles, moreover, balaclava.
Well, the minister who is currently in office, are you working with him?
Yes, but he reassigned me some other job.
Did you call him to say, Minister, I'm going to have a press conference on this day?
No, I did not.
Okay. But when you look back on the events of that day, you have any regrets to say we could have handled the situation differently?
No, Chair, because the media briefing helped. It helped, I cannot lie.
So you are saying, given an opportunity, you can do it again?
No, I don't think the situation like this will present itself again.
Given an opportunity?
No, it could be a last resort.
Okay.
Yes.
No, thank you so much. I must thank you on behalf of the committee members for the information that you made available before us. We had a rough exchange last time when you were here. It happens that the best teams lose games in the same way as they would win games. There are days they lose, and they don't even have explanations how they lost. But they would have lost. But that does not make them small teams. They remain big even when they have lost. So when you look at yourself, look at how best you can always improve yourself. Don't look at your setbacks, because they will draw you back. The best way to move forward is to say, how do I improve myself from where I am today? And do not compete against anybody. Compete against yourself. You will become a better person. Thank you so much. All the best should happen to you. But I think at some point, because you have become the second Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, at some point, if other witnesses come here as a consequence of the statement that you made, we may want you to come back to clarify them. We have taken a decision here that at some point we may want to call General Mkhwanazi back to come and clarify some other matters. You have presented explosive matters here. And if people come and say what Nkabinde told you does not exist, because this is the information we have, which we can make it available before the committee, we may have to call you again to say, Nkabinde, the things that you told us, the witnesses have come and said you lied to us under oath. Then what do you have to say on the basis of this information which would have been made available to us? Is that understood? I'm just saying to you that as you go back, you have to stay very close. Your statement must now become your pocket Bible, so that when we call you, you must not say it was in a short notice. And for sure, you will also be following the proceedings here. The people whose names you mentioned, if they happen to appear here, it must be of interest to you what they are saying and how do you help us, because our approach is not adversarial. It's about gathering information, help the committee to write a report that can go to Parliament with substantive recommendations that enable government to deal with the challenges that we are facing and give the people of this country quality services that they deserve. Thank you so much. And I must also thank your legal team, these honorable members. It has been very onerous, I can imagine, on your part. If there might have been any inconveniences that were caused, I can always say that we are human beings. We working hard every day to become the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.